Oh yes, I'm really live. Good evening, everyone. To a new live stream, to a new production live stream. I hope you had a good day, and I hope you had a good hump day actually. So the week is more or less over for me, and yeah, I'm good. Tonight we will have a little Polyend Tracker session again. Hi Martin, hi Dieter, hi Johnny. Super cool to see you in the chat. And yeah, last week was a little uncomfy with my with my chair, so the whole setup was a little complicated to handle. So now it's a little bit more easy at my desk. Yeah, I want to work on the Polyend Tracker again tonight. Because my goal is to produce a full album with this machine. So let's see if that works or not. This was something I... Hey, Schreiber. This was something I uploaded last week. And I had a lot of fun creating this. Hey, Gabriel. Nice to see you. Good evening. And good evening, Schreiber. And I want to go ahead with something else because I really started liking those effects of this machine. And tonight I want to create a new thing from scratch. So let's see what I can do. I have loaded a couple of samples on my tracker. And let's start a new project. I don't know what it will be. I know that I'm going to use some of the samples I recorded earlier in Greece. So let's see. So the last track got a little ambient-like-ish. Maybe we go somewhere dancey, but I really don't know. So we create a new project. I hope you can see that. I made some tests before I went live, but I think it's a little blurred as far as I see. It's because of my camera, I guess. Yeah, I think it's a little blurred, but I hope you can still read what's going on the screen. So let's make a new project. And save it as something. Let's auto-name it for now. I will rename the project later when I know what sample I'm going to use for this one. Press save. So this is now Big Air, random name from the Polyend Tracker. And now I'm going to load up first a couple of samples. I want to start with something that I had on my mind all day long. That is something I want to work with a couple of chords or something, and I have thousands of them on my machine. So let's go into others, and I have a sample pack from Raw Minimal. That is pretty nice, and I think there are some nice chord samples in there. This could work, so I'm going to add a couple of them so I can choose between them. Oh, these are samples that I used in my first Digitakt set, actually. I still remember these. Yeah. And what I want to do is, what I have on my mind is to cut out super little pieces. Maybe I can use the grain table synthesizer for this. And I want to add some roll effects on these samples. single notes. I think this is not really the best folder for this. I think I have some special folders for chords, and that is this one here. Oh, there are loads of files in there. This is nice. Edit. This is also very nice. Add. Okay, let's keep it for now, the 3 samples. And now let's start with this one. I think this was cool. Yeah. Let's set the sample playback. And I'm not sure if this granular is the best for it. No, I think I have to use the one-shot mode, but I'm going to play only a little bit of this sample. The starting point. Now I go into the instrument settings and adjust the ADSR curve by reducing the release. And maybe reducing the amount of this for now. Okay, so for now it's cool. Let's configure the speed of the song. This is 130 BPM, is a little too much for me. 120 is maximum for me. Like, I'm the old guy, I'm the daddy, so I have to go slow, I guess. Yeah, that is my speed. And let's go into the pattern mode. It's playing already. And let's add some notes with this instrument here. I open the edit mode, and I have a little glass of wine here. Cheers. And I'm gonna add some notes with the instrument I just added. So this is instrument number 2. Yeah, that's cool. And here on the next step, I add an off note. So this is a super short note. And on the effect slot number 1, I'm going to add the roll effect for this. And by turning this wheel, I can preview the different roll effects that it will create. That's interesting. Let's remove this off note because I'm gonna add it here. That's actually not what I was hoping for. This sounds not so good. This is more what I was looking for. And And we can add a second effect on the effect slot number 2 with with a panning effect or something, or with a random value of the other effect slot. Let's see if that works. So this is creating now a roll which is randomly adjusted, but I don't like it. It's not what I was really hoping for. But what I want to do is I will add some reverb later. So for now I'm gonna keep this off, and I'm gonna adjust the master effects of my track by adding loads of reverb. Go back, then I adjust the instrument settings, the effects, the reverb send. That sounds more what I was hoping for. So I guess it will be like a dub techno track. Hey Robert, your name sounds German. I don't know where you're from, but good evening. Welcome to my little live stream. I think I never saw you before. Yeah, this is a nice effect. Maybe we can pitch it down like 1 octave or so. No? This one creates more what I was hoping for. Maybe we remove this off note and put it a couple of steps later. And what I wanted to try is if I add a second roll. I don't know if that works. No, doesn't work. No, it doesn't work. Okay, we leave it like this. Maybe we could add also some delay, like the ping pong delay and a sync delay with a 3-2 signature and pretty high feedback. And now I go back to my instrument settings, to the effects and to the delay send. It's too fast. I like this one. That was nice. Nice. I think the effects of the Polyend Tracker are not really the best. So this is the maximum delay that you can create. Like the Digitakt has a much longer delay. How do you call this in English? Fahne tail. So the delay send time is not really good for creating like dub techno or so. It should be a little bit more. So for that, I think you should add external effect pedal or something. But for now, I'm okay. Let's add some more reverb send. Let's check what happens if I reduce this, the bits depth. Nothing. Why? Oh yeah, there happened something. And let's see if I could also enable the filter, the low pass filter. And some resonance. Okay, this is cool. I'm gonna animate this filter by adding an LFO to it with a length of 128 steps. Yeah. It's a little too low. Yeah, sometimes the effect, I think it goes too close. So maybe I add some amount to the cutoff. Maybe I understand this wrongly. Maybe somebody of you guys owns the the Polyend Tracker as well. Yeah, I like this. Okay, let's save this one. Saving project. You like it, Martin? Yeah, it sounds not bad. I think when they first released the machine, there was a different reverb algorithm on it, and users complained a lot. So then they changed it, and now the reverb is a little better. But still, when you're coming from another system and that delivers you like super long tails and something, this can be a little, I don't want to say disappointing, but yeah, disappointing, because it's limited, but it's okay. So I can live with it. So for now, I got a nice chord. But I want to check the sample playback. If I can shorten this sample to add this effect of the grain. Hey, Dega. Nice to see you here. I'm looking forward to the release Friday. That will be so cool. Guys, if you don't know it yet, our label, Petit Victory Collective, is going to drop a super cool compilation called Elements Volume 1. And there's a track of mine on it, and there's also a track from Diga on it, who just joined. So check it out, it's really cool. Mm-hmm. This could be something for the performance part later. But I like this. Maybe now we add a note that is an octave lower. Maybe I think I'm gonna shift these notes to different steps when I add the kick later. So for now we are going to copy this one and add it here and cut this note off here. That is interesting. Okay, this is kind of nice, but I'm gonna let's lay down a little bass for the kick. Loading files list. Okay. Enter. Enter. Others. Row minimal. Kicks. I like this kick. I don't know about you. I have so many kicks, and I copied a couple of folders with kicks on my tracker. But I always stop at the same kick samples. I don't know how you do that. I think it's always the kick number 3. Even I don't really think about that is the same sample again, but I have a couple of samples that I choose over and over again without knowing that it's always the same one. Okay, let's add this one. Go to the pattern. Choose the instrument kick. And now we gonna add these ones. At note number 16, 8. This one not. Oh, I think this is not right. Yeah, this is wrong. This must be this one. Let's add a roll to the last kick sound. I like it, but not on this note. On this note, I just okay, and what I'm gonna do is I add an effect that is choosing a random note. Sometimes 2 effect slots are not enough. Let's do some randomness here. What I really like about the tracker is it has a lot of random elements you can use to create something more interesting. And I just had the idea to modify the reverb send by using the effect that is called random effects value. And on this one, we add the reverb send on this. So reverb send. Whatever this is. Whatever it is, I like it. Okay. Yeah, I like this. Okay, so we have our instrument, well, we have our, yeah, let's call it a pad or something without having a pad. Let's see what I can do with my holiday samples. No, this I don't want. So let's go into my personal folder here. Yeah, this is nice. Let's add it. Let's go back to the pattern. And now I have to check the instrument settings. But no, first I need to check the sample playback. Maybe we work with granular here. Start somewhere in the middle. Maybe we can modify this with an LFO. Okay, so we have to add some overdrive. It's a pretty quiet sample. And now in the instrument settings, I will animate the granular position with an LFO. So again, it's a difference between Digitakt and the tracker. Digitakt gives you much slower possibilities in terms of LFO design. So on the tracker, I can have an envelope, and I can have the LFO, and the LFO cannot be that slow than I was used to the Digitakt. Well, maybe I should stop comparing this to the Digitakt. That's not fair. But well, if you're used to one machine, you instantly compare it. By the way, this sample is I took it from a wind. I don't know the English word. It's like a wind game, or it's little pieces of shelves or so. And when the wind is blowing through it, it creates this kind of sound. And there's a name for it, but I forgot it actually. Okay, let's check what's going on with the sample player. Maybe we choose... I don't like that is the LFO position, the grain position is a little too static. So maybe we choose random. No, I'm not a big fan of this one either. It's not really giving the effect that I was hoping for. But if I play it like this, I could also use the normal sample, right? Let's shorten the length. But what I have to add is a low pass that is a little, there's too much going on in the higher frequencies. Some resonance. I like when this goes backwards. I want to check the envelope. Go into the effects, add some reverb. It could be a little too much together with my chord sound. I'm just playing around. I kind of like this. Okay, let's see. Go to the pattern. And now we have to find the spot where this could fit in. Maybe here. And now I add a random note here. Yeah, that is nice. Are you still with me, guys? You are so quiet tonight. I think this track is a little too loud, actually. I have to copy this note. Copy that one. Mensch, ist gut. Ich find's auch tipptopp. Okay, let's see. I like this sound a lot. Or maybe I have to work a little bit on the instrument settings. That I find where the cutoff. I think there is a little too many high frequencies going on. Yeah, the overall feeling is cool. So let's save this piece. So I think it's time to add some percussion elements or something. Let's go into the sample loader, others, And I think let's stay in this folder. And I'm gonna load a couple of them. So no, add. Yeah, let's add a conga. Let's add another conga. Okay, that's cool for now. Let's go back to our pattern. Sometimes I would really like to rename the tracks, so you know that there's something on this track. Like on track number 3, there's a note, but you cannot see it because it's somewhere in the second part of the pattern. So we will have our perks on track number 4. I also don't know if you are able to resort the tracks later. Something that, yeah, maybe this is not so important on this machine. With other machines, I had the feeling that you really have to use a constant grid of instruments, whatever. But, well, I'm pretty new to this one, so let's go ahead. And I will program my songs at a later stage. I think my tracks that I'm going to produce with the Polyend Trackers will be more... They will have a song structure that I can perform later with the performance mode, which I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes. Okay, so let's add random notes here. Not random, but maybe this one. And with each one, you could have like a chance or a role. Okay, I have to add a cut note. Sorry, not that one. No, I'm stupid. Cut off. Let's add another percussion element, like this one. Oh no, that one doesn't fit in here. I'm not a big fan of this one. Hey Mike, nice to see you. I hope your working day will come to an end very soon, and then you can have your deserved beer. Oh, your break is late, huh? Wow. I want to play around with this note here a little bit and add a second effect. That is let's say not a slice, something random. Let's play a random note. Oh shit. Ja, Bier zum Frühstück, wenn du den nächsten Tag frei hast, ist vielleicht cool. Yeah, this is really this is something I really like about this machine is the random factor that brings in so much life into really static tracks, because the structure of this thing is super static with all those sample slots. You see those numbers moving around here, but those random parameters are really cool. So yeah, I think it doesn't need more percussion. So let's fill one track with some some heads with some head sound. So let's go into my sample loader. Let's check the head folder. Well, this one is not the best choice, but let's go for this one for now. Add it here and go back to our pattern. And now I'm gonna mark this entire track. Yeah, it's really nice to, it's refreshing to get out of this Electron workflow and do something completely different. You are really forced to think about new structures, a new workflow, and you will get also super different results. So I posted a track I made with this on YouTube last weekend, and there was a guy who said, oh, it's super nice, but it's pretty different than the usual stuff of your project. And I think it's true. And this is yeah, it's really refreshing, and I really like it. It's a completely different way to make music as well. So this is not really, I don't see myself performing tracks. Even I will perform with a performance mode now. But there's a lot of, I just talk about that, Mike. That's nice. And those knobs are gone. And that is something that I might miss. But it also could take stress away, because I can, what I did in the video I posted last weekend, there was a pattern, and I tried to perform it the Digitakt way because I come from Digitakt. But this is more to program tracks, completely program tracks, and then you can perform these while you're playing them. So let's fill this quickly with some of my closed hi-hats before I quickly go into the performance mode. And I want to have a constant note, and that note is let's say C5. And let's fill it randomly with a density of 50%. I don't know if that works or not. Let's fill it. Maybe I shorten this sample. Maybe we add some delay. You see there's not so much delay coming through. Thanks, Mike. That's nice of yours. Add some low pass filter. Okay, we're gonna leave this for now. Let's save it. I like the basic atmosphere of this piece. I want to show you the performance mode. So this is now a super simple pattern. I might work on that later. And the performance mode gives me the possibility to set parameters for each of these columns. I can choose one of the parameters that I can modify with the performance mode. And this could be the step repeater. So let's say I'm going to play this. And I set this to, I have, each of these effect slots has 4 different presets. And what the step repeater has 4 presets. The first one is off, the second is a half, then we have a fourth, and then we have a 16th. And each of the rows of these knobs or these buttons represent one of these presets. So you see, I don't know if you see that, if I press one of these buttons, one of the presets is activated. And with these buttons, I can activate the tracks that are being affected by my preset or my punch-in effects. Let's call these punch-in effects. If I activate all of these, and let's say I choose this one, you see, that's pretty nice. The buttons are sometimes a little unresponsive. You have to really exercise a little bit so you know how they behave. But this is really cool. You could also say the second slot, I want this to take effect on the sample playback. So you can say, okay, I want to play the samples forth and back. And you can do this with all of the tracks at once. This is super powerful. So let's say my preset number 2 is backwards. Oh, no, sample playback. So I think you can't see that on the screen. Yeah, you told me that in the last stream, Mike. I'm really wondering because I had never a freeze until now. I had once a freeze after I made a update to 1.4 firmware. But I had never a freeze actually. So right now I'm super happy with the whole software. So what you could do is now you could change the sample playback of all of the samples at once. Well, with my track it's not really effective because all of my samples have a super slow length, so you don't really take notice of this. But we could also say sample playback. We could say we set the low pass cutoff, and then we set this to, let's say, 30. I'm not sure if this only takes effect on the instruments that are configured with the cutoff. So let's see what happens. Yeah, I think so. I think this only takes effects on those configured samples. But you could also have like a reverb send. Like I could play all of the samples with a reverb send of 100. Or what is also nice is you can play the pattern around, or you can play the notes in the pattern reverse. So you see there's a mode, pattern play mode, and you could set this, oh no, I deleted this. You can set this to random or to backwards. That means if you have a melodic part, which I don't have right now because I only have some very basic notes in my pattern, it will play the whole arrangement backwards. And this all is cool when you're performing because it enables you to really make something new from your pattern. And this is really something outstanding and a big difference than on the Digitakt. Because somebody asked me about performing, and Mike also just said, don't you miss the knobs? Yes, on one hand, I miss the knobs. On the other hand, this tool is really powerful to mangle all tracks at once. This is really nice. Yeah. I love the feel of it. Let's not underestimate that. You mean those buttons? Yeah, they are a Super C64, and I'm a Commodore 64 guy, so I started music making with this machine. This is why this instantly pushed me back to the 80s when I was gifted the C64. I will never forget those times with the SID chip and Chris Hülsbeck Music Maker and stuff. If you're my age, you know what I was talking about. I think you know that, Mike. Huh? So, okay, this is the performance mode. Right now, I think I'm not really there to perform. I just wanted to show it off a little bit for you guys. So I will work on this pattern in the next days. So possibly I'm gonna post something about this on my channel. But I have some other projects going on, so I'm not sure about that. Anyway, thanks for joining. Digitakt is not. Yeah. Digitakt is not for, you're true. Digitakt is not really for song arrangements. This is something I wanted to achieve by adding the octa track. This is more for creating arrangements and compositions, and this is what I want to do a little bit more. So let's see if I can work on this further. Thanks for joining, guys. It was super nice, super different than my usual sessions. But I'm going to work with this in the future or in the next weeks. Next week won't be a live because I'm invited for a dinner. The next live is on the first Wednesday in December. I can't believe that we have already Christmas. It's really, I'm not a big Christmas fan, but maybe I'm going to decorate my whole scenery next time you are there with Christmas items. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you have a nice time. Let me know what you think about this session. Let me know about that in the comments. Yeah, thanks for being there, Mike and Martin and Dieter and Mike and Digar and Robert, Gabriel, Schreiber, Johnny. I don't know who is still in the chat. I can't see that. But thanks for joining. Have a good time. Enjoy the rest of November. We see us in 2 weeks again. And don't forget our release that's coming this Friday. Elements number 1. My track is going to be Melt. That is a track I performed on the Digitakt as well. And this will be a super exciting release day for us all. Guys, enjoy the rest of the night. And see you soon. Bye-bye.